Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with general disturbance. This is the FV304. It's the Tier 6 British SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Overlord under the command of Brutus Click. Game underway. Okay, well this little Arty was developed in 1947 by Vickers. They didn't actually manufacture the frames until 1950. They had never put an actual FV304 together. It's got a 4.5-inch howitzer as its main armament, and it looks like it's going to use that house for cover against the enemy. 4.5-inch howitzer is capable of doing 450 alpha and penetrating 28 degrees of armor. His first round goes into the bush because he thinks that there's an enemy tank in there, and he was probably right. But unfortunately it didn't actually hit the target, instead it hit the ground. It's just testing at the moment. It's good cover, that position, but it means you have to get close to the enemy, mainly because this Arty does have very short range. Okay, having a quick look over by the beach, and we can see an enemy tank coming up here. It's an SU-85, but he's just out of range. We've got a flattened reticule. That's an indication we're already at maximum range. Luckily, we do have another Arty on our team, and he happens to be an M44, and he's just hit the Super Hellcat and got him for 402, which is a penetrating shot. I think he's going to fire another one in. Rounds out. And this time round, he killed the Super Hellcat before he can move out of the way. He had actually fixed his track, but just a little too late. Rounds out in the Cromwell. Nope, didn't get that one. Brutus Click's landed in a tier 7 game, which means that he's middle tier, not bottom tier. Rounds out in the BK. Well, that was close. Very, very close. Well, that AMX is a perfect target at the moment, but it's going to take us a little while to dial in. That's one of the things about this Arty. You have to let it settle, otherwise you don't get an accurate hit. But he did there. He actually hit the AMX for 185, and the AMX is gone. Okay, Cromwell, come up to the edge. It's Cromwell B as well. Not that it makes much difference between that and the standard Cromwell, except of course it earns extra credits, and it also has extra XP. About the same actually with the standard Cromwell. Now he's very close to the enemy at the moment. Doesn't want to get too close to that Cromwell, but he's going to try and fire a shot at this T29 down on the beach. Rounds out. I like the way he actually braced himself against the wall, but I don't think that was intentional. I kind of get the feeling that what happened there is that he accidentally went up against the wall, but it did allow him to get a shot over the target, and another one actually hit the T29. Trying to get the Super Hellcat. He might be able to get a shot onto him, and he does, and he gets a penetrating shot as well for 497. The Super Hellcat's worried that he's going to get taken out, and this round might do the job, and it does. That Super Hellcat's going to be really annoyed that his teammate blocked him and stopped him from moving on, because yes, he knew that the next shot could kill him, and oh my god, he got a penetrating shot on the IKV2 for 460. Yep, the IKV got a direct hit, and he was wiped out of the game. So Brutus snapped off 3 kills, and he's now going after the VK3001H, which is the guy who actually blocked that Super Hellcat. Now he can taste a bit of the medicine that the Super Hellcat was receiving. 113, it tracks him. He's not a happy bunny. He's waiting for his tracks to fix. He's probably burned his repair kit. Rounds out again, going for the engine deck. Another direct hit for 149, but he's fixed his tracks this time. One of the great things about this Arty though is the speed at which it reloads. It's very, very quick. And he's waiting for the moment that he becomes stationary. Unfortunately, it hit the bunker. He's trying to get the shots to lay it down directly on top. Instead decided to go for one shot on the T29. No, it just fell behind him. You can't see the VK by the bunker anymore, but we're going to have another go at the VK, the T29, and that one direct hit on target. Ah, we can see him now, and now might be a good time to actually put the round on. He held down his right-hand mouse button there, but unfortunately the target was killed before we could do anything more. And now we're trying to estimate where the T29 will be when we fire. Rounds out. Oh, and it hit his vehicle, but it didn't do any damage. So that did not go down well. He's backed up a little just to try and get a shot. In fact, now that Cromwell's coming round, and that Cromwell could be a grave danger to us. That that P43 turn made a quick dash down to the beach because he was being chased down by the Cromwell. But now he's met a T29 down there, so I think he's out of the frying pan into the fire. We are doing well though, because we're 4 tanks up on the enemy. Brutus Click is already 3 kills, but he's been spotted. And I think it was the Cromwell that spotted him. And if that's so, then he might be in danger of the enemy Arty, because they've got an AMX-13, F3 and an M44. So he needs to move to get out of there quick before the Arty rounds arrive. And he's done so. He did actually manage to get a hit on the Cromwell B. 108, and then he got some track damage as well because the guy got tracked and then got taken out afterwards. There's only 2 RT left. The whole team have managed to wipe out the enemy except for their RT, and now we're after those, and one of them is down on the beach, but he's actually he's aiming whilst he's moving, and that can be very dangerous for a FV304. I don't know if you'll run into something. And he's found him. He's found the AMX-13, but he's outside range. Don't fall off the edge of a cliff. He fires one on the move. Well, that might have hit the target, but he's moving very rapidly. 72.4 kilometers an hour, and the game is over. Here's the end of battle results, and that was an ace tanker game for Brutus Click in the FV304. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 18 in that one, which is rather a lot actually for a little Bert. He also got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle, and a high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall. In fact, it ended rather quickly, but from the positions he was actually using, he was actually getting decent damage on the enemy fairly quickly. Let's have a look at the team score and see where he was. Well, the highest damage, 2,961. He's top of the table on his own team. Second highest damage went to the T29 on the enemy team, 2,467. And the third highest damage went to that P43 turn, who was chased over the cliff by the Cromwell and then faced the T29 immediately afterwards. Not very good end for him. But he did actually survive the battle, funnily enough, and the T29 didn't. When it came to kills, though, it was actually shared between Brutus Click and also the T3485M on his team, because they both managed to get 3 kills. 2 kills went to the P43 turret, the SU85, the T29 on the enemy team, their M44 and their Cromwell B. And when it came to base XP, it was the P43 turret who did the best with 1,184. And Brutus Click managed 1,004, and they were the only 2 players who managed to get over 1,000 base. He fired 26 rounds in that battle, got 13 direct hits on the enemy and 5 penetrations. Now that's very good for a tier 7 game, because it's pretty tough getting through the armor of the tier 7 and above tanks, because of course they do have fairly high thickness. It's only a 4.5 inch howitzer, which you normally find in the Bishop at tier 5, so not a very powerful gun, but certainly he used it to good effect. 16 splashes on the enemy as well, 2,961 hit points, of which 2,393 were at more than 300 meters. He damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 3, and also got 79 hit points of damage assistance when he tracked the enemy vehicle and then it was taken out. On a free-to-play account, he earned 29,685 credits for the battle, 8,906 from battle payments, 38,591 altogether, and after ammunition resupply took away a profit of 32,091 credits altogether. 1,004 base XP, no multipliers because he's already had them, and so he only took away 1004 experience points altogether. It was a funny little game. Enemies were dying all over the place. I mean, I announced towards the end of the game there was only 2 Arty left, but they were wiped out very quickly. And it just goes to show that the other members of Brutus Click's team were also working almost as hard as he was to try and kill the enemy. And we can see it's only a few tanks in altogether who are actually doing most of that work, but they finished off those enemy very, very quickly indeed. So well done to them. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.